Hello everyone, welcome back to Populous 3, the beginning. And in this level, we are going from the depths, which is a rather different level than before. After the pretty terrible Fire in the Mist, From the Depths is a pretty nice one. Firstly, we got ourselves a nice settlement. Got quite a bit built. We used up all the available land, though, unfortunately. And the Matic have themselves a fairly small settlement, but, well, I'm sure it's no big deal. At least over there, we've got themselves a totem pole. That'll do something. And we've got our spare boat as well, so it'll feel interesting as we build up our forces in order to take them down. As we move all our forces all the way to the other side. So everything's all nice and good. Let's build some boats. As the Matic Shaman starts eroding the land. Interesting. 3 uses. Wow, she must be really charging it up very quickly, considering that only got 2 uses. Well, let's save those 2 braves before she sinks everything down. It's a lot of uses of a road she's got there. That's 6 now. Don't usually have 6. Or 7. Or 8. Oh. Our bowhead's gone. And all that wood that we collected was pointless, so now all those birds are gonna die. So yeah, this level begins with the Matic Shaman completely sinking all of our land. And we have to immediately evacuate because she has attained 12 uses of a road. Which is interesting. So now we've got to, well, firstly use boats and their terrible handling. And we've got to protect this totem pole because it's the only thing we can do, pretty much. So, let's go do that rather nice and quickly. And then we've got to find a way in order to, you know, take down the Matic. But, well, we only saved 2 boats worth of, guys, so we don't really have many forces. Going after the Bikini right now, going after the Matic right now is going to be difficult. Going after the Bikini is going to be pretty much impossible because of the existence of it. But regardless, let's play this totem pole. Make sure everyone gets back into the boats. And for some reason, when that guard tower lost a piece of wood, it kind of shrunk. I'm not really sure what that was. And also the guy got out of the... whatever. In any case, after praying a bit totem pole, we're going to flyby mode, but I'm not going to stop it because it is probably one of the coolest flyby modes in the entire game. And we also have the countdown on the top right. And also I can't charge any spells because I have it interesting going on. But yeah, this causes a large place to rise up. And I don't really care. Instead, let us head our way to the new island that we have discovered. And what follows is going to be a lot of terrible aiming with the convert spell, where I barely get any kind of wildmen whatsoever, because they're just all kind of weirdly spread out and they die really quickly. It's really annoying. And also just move away. Another annoying thing is that if wildmen die whilst they're being converted, you lose them. But they can die whilst in the midst of conversion, which is really frustrating, but whatever. You know what, we should probably use those braves we've just converted into building crap, because, well, we could use some of these things right here. So we're going to build ourselves a bow hut, we're going to repair our 3 training huts, and then we're going to start training up some more followers. Because we didn't have any fire warriors. Despite the fact that we actually began the level with Fire Warrior Training Hut and no Warrior Training Hut, we had a few warriors instead of Fire Warriors. So, it's a bit confusing. We're also waiting for this training hut. Let's actually talk about Fire Warriors, because I didn't really go over them too much. Since I was a bit distracted in the last level, because God damn it, last fire in the mist. Regardless, Fire Warriors are a very useful range attacks. They're a bit slow, they fire off the blast spell, and honestly, they're a rather good trifecta. We're going to be training them up alongside our warriors and preachers. So instead of having, like, we're going to have about 10 each of each class, which is usually enough. And I really do like Fire Warriors. There's a nice little tactic we can do with them in the future. And they're a really good addition to the force. As if you combine a load of them, they're really strong. And the note that they are stopped by magical shield, and they don't have that great physical attacking, obviously. And they attack from boats, they fire from inside houses, they're just generally really good. But of course I wouldn't really recommend using boats, Fire Warriors and boats as an actual attacking strategy, because boats are really terrible to control. As you saw a little bit there, because I think as you direct a boat to go somewhere, another boat passes them, and they get kind of caught up from it. That's not really annoying. And I thought that maybe this could be a bit faster, but unfortunately the Brave dumps the wood outside and then still hammers in. It's fine. You know, you could just like bring the wood in, and there we go. But nope, he's got to hammer away, because realism. Oh, such boring things. And also, charging up lightning. That is sweet. And I think, yeah, kind of a pretty extra creature, but nah, it can't be else. Let's just go away. God, come on. One thing to note about this level: if the shaman dies, the level ends and you lose. That's because you don't have a reincarnation side. It is kind of annoying the way that the shaman dies, in though you don't actually necessarily need her in this level. But yeah, if you don't have a shaman and she doesn't reincarnate, that's technically, you know, as you losing, because the entire reason you're playing this game is so that she can become a god. And yeah, I wasn't kidding when, you know, boats are really unwieldy, because that took a really long time in order for us to get onto the land. Unfortunately, we have some Fire Warriors to begin with, which are quite annoying, but as you see, unlike warriors, Fire Warriors are knocked about quite a bit. And my shaman nearly dies, but thankfully, you know, she is knocked into the water. So, what we want to do is we want to pray at that totem pole in order to end the level. It's very similar to level 5 in that it's fairly objective based. So let's go do that rather quickly, because if we wait until the timer goes down, then we automatically lose the level. So unlike level 5, where, you know, you still have time, if the timer does go down to 0, if it goes down to 0 in this level, you lose. And you don't have too much time either, but honestly, it's really not a huge deal. You can get yourself 3-4 boats worth of followers if you're fairly quick enough at the start, and also have the all prayer for that. And unfortunately, when followers are praying at totem pole or any other worship thing, and they attack an enemy, they no longer pray, and it gets all stuff, whatever. Regardless, doing that caused the land there to sink hugely, killing them all, which is pretty snazzy. Unfortunately, because the shaman sinks into water, you don't get her mana, but whatever. And that should be everything. As long as we pick up the last couple of bits and pieces here and there. Next one did, but we'll also not over, because there's usually one survivor there. And just before I can smack him in the face with a blast, the Fire Warrior is not being complete. And there we go. That is the level complete. And Chimera Reincarnation Site. Yeah. Anyway, fairly short level, but a lot of fun. We'll do it for this specific part. Next time, we will be encountering some treacherous souls. Or something.